Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
Maybe the finale, we'll see. So, more episodes of Her Story. We're playing me and Simon. Simon's in control. I'm his detective, sidekick. And we're going to see if we can figure out what's going on with the murder of Simon
Less
Smith.
of a sidekick, more like a trusty police dog.
Sure. I'll take it. I'm still on the force. It's better than nothing. Alright, we were going to do some searches. So last episode we talked about things we were going to search, which we didn't get around to. So we're going to search for Sarah, which is the name of the baby that was going to be born.
Yes. So.
Okay, that's good. We already had that video. We were going to search for Brighton, which was where they went on honeymoon, we think?
No, I think we were discussing this. Brighton and Oxford seem to be some sort of getaways.
We've already had a Brighton piece, right?
Yes.
So that's just that one. And we were going to search for Rehearsed. Okay.
Well,
How about you search for Story?
just writing her story.
Or just put Story, because I'm wondering if they're going to be like, oh, your story seems rehearsed, you know what I mean? Because this is what she says, not what they ask.
Yeah. Oh, well, we've got 3 to have a look on.
Yeah, let's have a look through.
Yes, like a story. A beginning, a middle, and an end.
Sure.
Well done. Thanks for clarifying a story to us.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die.
Creepy.
Mm.
A sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends.
Weird.
Seems to be quite excited by the he might die. These seems to be like from the confession tapes, the end ones.
Yeah, I wish we could just search for this, entire reel.
But she raised me. Do you want to take the story?
Yeah.
It's a real life fairy tale.
So that's where she went into the whole I was across the road or whatever. How about we search for where did they drag the body? They dragged the body into the cellar?
Yeah.
Search for cellar.
Oh, the music is back. I want that clip to end there.
The whole
No.
thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there.
I think that's just called mould.
Taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
Okay.
Harrowing stuff.
This is making me want to search for bags now.
And
Oh.
kitchen.
Fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people had been there through my things. It's like I'd been burgled. Only worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out.
Did we ever search for blood?
I don't think so.
And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So,
Right. Well, where do we go from here?
Bags.
Bag for life? Literally? Oh, here we go. There is one feed.
When will the police let me back in the house? They let me take a bag of clothes with me, but
Try
Blood, was it?
blood, yeah.
Ooh,
Oh.
3. One without a person there.
It's going to be blood.
okay.
I don't
I've given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records?
know. Sometimes this game.
Such a tease of a game, isn't it?
Nothing like this has ever happened to me before.
Wasn't there also something special about their attic?
She used to live in the
It's
attic,
probably the
didn't
worst
she?
thing that's ever happened to me.
Search
Just watch this last one from
Yeah.
the
from the interesting sesh.
She was sat behind him. She had my wig on. And she'd been there all day. And she had blood on her. And she was in shock.
Try search. Simon body. Okay. Try search attic.
Oh, 2 of interesting ones.
I like how
I
we've
like
just defaulted that to being that's the interesting day now.
I read a lot as a child. And
That seems like the day that we get the most information out of, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's just her, like, implicating Hannah.
Seems to be like her confession.
Well, her confession to Hannah being the murderer.
Stories.
But I still don't know, has something happened to Hannah? Wasn't there a video at one point where she was talking about her not, like, being around or
She
something?
recognised me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. There was a dollhouse. She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
So while they was, like, both so skinny. And to share a food with her or something.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale. Little furniture. The lights work.
Do you live in a doll's house?
Beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it. Invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all. Passports,
Huh?
diaries, gave them all really elaborate stories.
A little bit weird.
Why passports?
Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise.
Wow.
We tried
What
to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
what a world you must live in where one time a moth got caught in the room. During the fucking winter month, well, like summer months and stuff here, sorry, there's like about 70 fucking moths in my room. I want to know more about when they apparently killed the dude. So how do we find out that information? Slash? Like, I'm trying to think of what we search for to get more of, like, her implicating evidence on the
Did we
fact that they
previously
killed
search for drowned? Because remember I
We didn't.
commented
Do you
on...
want to see if Hannah has, like, more to say about that? Or
I want to see if
Eve-
one of them actually died.
Hmm.
I know it's going to sound really weird and it goes against everything. No.
That's the other part of that song. Search for Slashed. I just want to know if there's like any more
No, just
Wait,
Guns N'
Slashed?
Roses.
with ED at the end, maybe? I don't know if that actually matters.
No.
Cut?
Oh, one more from the interesting feed.
I want to know more about like this supposed actual like attack that happened on him. Do you know what I mean?
to grow my hair long, but
Oh fuck!
I kept cutting it. I wanted to look like my reflection.
Reflection. They've said a few times though.
Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on.
It's really weird how they refer to each other as reflections.
Yeah.
That's what just keeps like pinning me to this fucking schizophrenia route or whatever, as opposed to like twins. But it seems almost impossible for them to be two separate people at this point. And one person, rather. Sorry, like separate personalities. What about reflection? Okay.
Well, that's two more from the interesting tapes.
Yes.
That's what that means at the top there.
The first time we
Interesting
saw each
room
other
B.
was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred to me, today must be my birthday. I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements.
That's not creepy, and suddenly your reflection starts moving around.
You know, what the fuck even was Florence doing with this girl? If she like stole her from the hospital, supposedly, we think at least,
I wanted to see my
and then
reflection.
kept her in home and was like, I know what party hats were from
I
books.
thought that if I touched
And then
her,
one day I saw my reflection had a party hat on and I realised that maybe it's my birthday. It's like, what, did you just keep her at home and be like, no birthday, you sleep now! Fuck off!
one
You
girl,
may never have a birthday.
Stop looking out the window!
Just told her she was a reflection. You were not real.
You know the rule, no light!
and I'd be restored to my rightful place.
Hmm. Is there anything else you think we've left unturned?
What about birthday? Well, something to do with Rapunzel. They keep going on and on about Rapunzel.
Hmm.
Should we Rapunzel?
Sure, I think you're just going to get a lot of stories about her talking about Rapunzel.
How do you spell Rapunzel?
I think. U again N
Z.
Z E L?
Z.
But it might
yeah.
not be Rapunzel, it might be Rapunzel. So just go to the U and then change that to an A.
Going to the U is easier than said and done.
Or click it and then use the arrow keys.
Yeah, it doesn't always work, so it does that.
Then delete that one and just put an A. Oh, RA, then delete again because you've deleted the R. Left one, put an A. An R, sorry, I don't know why I said A. Backspace. Oh, we no longer know how to work this technology anymore. Okay.
Now, is this going to make any difference, or are we just going to go down a false lead?
I feel like she's just going to be talking shit about fairy tales.
Then
again.
how about birthday?
Okay.
A bit more on the birthday.
Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that.
Right.
Worth knowing.
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
No. You
So
fucking
that's
didn't.
what
You
they
killed him
argued
with it,
about, because it was a mirror that she knew that he'd given somebody else.
presumably Eve.
From when I woke up. Okay.
That's how she knew about that being a
I
duplicate
woke up.
present.
Simon was already up and he made me birthday breakfast of Eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday, then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present.
You say he'd been cooking in the kitchen,
Mm.
And after that, we talked about the baby.
not a
Turned
takeaway.
into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far
Well, she
away
just
as I could,
contradicted herself again,
get
though.
some space.
Yeah,
'Cause she said he gave her the present and she didn't mind.
I guess she obviously didn't
Whereas
like
a
the
minute
present.
ago she said, I obviously didn't like the present.
A week or so ago,
What about present?
it would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get like that on the weekends, have a lie in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
Sure. Yeah, try present, I guess. The thing is, we kind of already know what happened, right?
Nothing from present.
Well, nothing we haven't already seen.
Right, so I have a feeling that, yeah, we kind of know what happened.
Should we open a database first and just have a quick look and see?
See if we know what the database means.
Well, we're under the assumption that it's like how much we've seen of this, right?
yeah. Well, that yellow has gone from there. That yellow, I'm assuming, is probably the one we were looking at earlier. That
It
we
might have
didn't watch.
be the one we just watched.
The Rapunzel one.
That's what I'm wondering if it's the one we just watched.
Because we didn't watch all the links on it, maybe.
How about we do a real quick check and see what the database checker actually is?
Sounds like a plan to me. We'll do that.
While I do that, you keep searching. See if there's anything else you can find.
One about hair. Let's have a look about hair, shall we?
What kind of hairs?
Well, that was...
Okay.
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 Is it?
So,
Come on, crime dog. Sniff us out a clue.
the DB Checker, extremely useful program which they recommend that you have open at all times, should be placed side by side with the Logic database.
Oh, thanks for that game.
Shows you how many clips you've found so far and each clip's location in the chronology of the story. Red boxes signify clips you have not seen yet. Green boxes are clips you've already seen. Yellow box shows you the last clip you've seen. They're in order from top left to bottom right in terms of the chronology of the actual story.
Right.
So we've, like, when we keep saying the interesting session, I believe that's all those ones at the bottom right.
Which we have seen,
Which we've seen
the
a lot
complete
of.
end of the clips.
Yeah. So we've seen the very last clip. So how about we just go back in there with that database checker open right now and we look at, like, Mirror and find that clip of her talking about, like, her being killed or whatever. Or put Mirror cut or something, or throat cut, wasn't it, or something? Throat cut? Or just throat? That last one. So don't even bother watching it. Just click on the X at the top.
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back.
That's nowhere near the end. Wait, what the fuck? Whoa, Simon!
Oh, this game just keeps going from mind
What?
blowing to mind blowing. We must be somewhere near close to figuring it out, though.
Just put Eve in again.
If like figuring out that they're two people is supposed to be the major thing.
And just let me check something. Just click the last one on there. Right, so that's 3-7. Oh, maybe no. Maybe because we didn't watch the clip,
She watched it all the way through.
or at least scrub to close to the end. Oh, this is a really short one anyway.
My
So.
mother called me Eve.
Oh, refresh.
There we go.
Yo, okay, right. So go back at the throat again. And click that one, and then just click off of it. Like, play it and then click off of it. And then
So
refresh.
She'd waited for him to come back.
So we've seen things after
So
this.
that's super near the end, isn't it?
I imagine the end was telling us about putting him in the basement or the
So
stuff
here's a
to
question.
watch.
It says clip D187 or something. What happens if you type D187 into here? Okay, it's not that easy. I was thinking that maybe we could just find the next...
That would be so bad if you could just literally find it by typing the number of clip you want
Fight?
to watch.
So we have... okay, I mean, we have a lot of missing information. Yeah, this is going to be relatively early, isn't it?
Phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the Glaciers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number.
So I reckon if you refresh after this, it'll be right near the top of that database. So go refresh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first day that they were interviewing her when she was in that blue jacket.
Right.
Wasn't
well,
Alibi one? That had like a really important clip. So just
It happened very quickly.
do that
We
again
hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed.
and then refresh again. So that was even further in that timeline. I wish we could figure out where that fucking red one is. Do you know what I mean? See, this is the thing. 6 entries found. Like, there's another entry to the right. We just can't fucking get to it because we're not specific enough. God damn it. How about you put his body? The body. I'm just trying to think of like a way you can get a word in there and like get the last clip to show up. Do you know what I mean?
About they mentioned something about cleaning the house. No. I really don't know where else we can go with this. Like,
Weapon?
no.
Do you think we're done?
I think we're probably done. I don't think.
How about we talk it through before we go on the chit chat?
Yeah, sounds like a plan to me.
So, from what we understand, Simon Smith found dead in a cellar in bags in their house
With his throat cut.
with his throat cut. Hannah is claiming that she didn't know who did it. Maybe if someone was thin enough, they might have got in through the cat flap.
Something about blonde hairs.
Something about look for blonde hair, because she hasn't got blonde hair, so it couldn't have been her, right? Wearing a wig, which is Eve's wig. So Hannah and Eve, that's a whole different thing, were separated from birth by the midwife who took Eve into her own home, which is across the road from Hannah.
Because she couldn't have a baby of her own because her husband died
Because
in the war.
Husband died in the war. and she told the mum, Hannah's mum,
The baby
the
that was going to be
baby
called Sarah that
died at birth.
Kept it inside her house, raised
Well,
it.
no, the baby that was going to be called Sarah was Hannah's baby.
Oh,
She had
yes,
the
sorry.
miscarriage. That was Sarah or
Okay,
Ava.
I'm getting confused there.
Eve was the
midwife's-
the other child, the midwife's like stolen child from that whole scenario.
Intended name, yeah.
So they at some point figured out that they weren't just a reflection in the window, and that they were actually two identical twins looking at each other from across the road. Florence, the midwife, fell down the stairs and died.
Potentially,
Probably pushed. Yeah. Did we ever search stairs?
No, but I can do it now.
Might as well while we're talking it through. Weapon stairs.
Stairs are a powerful weapon.
Well, they are if you push someone down them. Alright, cool. That was when she was telling us about that. So, yeah, she fell down the stairs, or was potentially pushed down the stairs, and then Eve had gone through all of her stuff. Are we going to watch that,
That's the last one.
you think?
Or one of these. Because I was just
Click it.
thinking, because she goes on about how the Wicked Witch is dead and Rapunzel can be free.
Mm.
So I'm wondering whether maybe...
They have an
Origin.
obsession with fairy tale.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses,
We never search fairy
evil
tales.
witches,
Well,
magical mirrors, and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
No, it's an early
just
one.
refresh. I want to see where that falls in the timeline. Okay.
Oh, a lot earlier on.
This while they're talking.
So at least we
through
know
that whole
those
conversation.
those movies potentially can go that high up.
So yeah, so she
Free from
got
The
free
woman-
from the midwife,
She
who
heard
is her wicked witch essentially, and
what she'd read about earlier in her diary.
she burnt all of the diary possessions, or
All the
whatever,
evidence of
all the
it.
evidence of that like ever happening. The midwife like taking that child and all that stuff, like all of her diaries and things. Then she got stowed away in
The attic.
Hannah's attic, where she had a dollhouse and stuff.
And they would pretend to
And
be each
they,
other.
yeah, they basically just fooled her parents into thinking that they were the same person for however long, and then they carried on that charade through their teenage years, where one of them, Eve, was more promiscuous, shall we say,
Yeah.
and started sort of seducing boys, so that Hannah could also be in a relationship because she was too shy to approach boys.
Yeah.
And presumably that's what happened with Simon. Like, why would that pattern change? Suddenly she met Simon and was like, oh, hey. Presumably Simon started off talking to Hannah. That's what I assume.
Eve, you mean?
To Eve, yeah.
Yeah.
Something happened.
Hannah got pregnant.
Hannah got pregnant.
Eve couldn't get pregnant,
Eve tried to get pregnant but got an STD and couldn't get pregnant.
so had to
So
get leave.
she at that point could no longer pretend to be Hannah anymore outside of their little like bubble. So she had to become her own person.
Simon and
So
Hannah
she
moved
left.
in with
She left and
Simon's
she got
parents.
a blonde wig so that she could pretend to be someone else
And
and not
performed
be recognized,
her
and went
songs.
performing songs around like clubs and pubs and shit. Right? Yeah, perform.
Okay, yeah.
So she went off to sing and like perform at clubs and things. Simon at some point went off on like an escape to Oxford or Brighton or wherever it was, ran into Hannah and was confused as fuck as to why not Hannah, sorry, Eve. It was confused as to fuck as why he's found his wife or someone who looks just like his wife. They have some sort of conversation. He's like, oh, this is a dream. I don't know what the fuck's happening. I think they
Potentially.
hook up.
Potentially has an affair with her.
I think they hook up, gets her pregnant because she said she was pregnant. Then kind of is having an affair with Eve, I think. Gives her a present on her birthday, which is that mirror, which is the exact same mirror that she gives
Then-
to Hannah.
Then Hannah informs him that that's her sister,
Yeah,
which is why he seems so gobsmacked and like he's seen a ghost.
yeah, and she's going to come move in with her. That's what she said.
Yeah. Which could potentially be what they argued about.
Yeah.
And she's
But
discovered
At
that-
some point during this argument, she broke his gift to her, which is the mirror,
and stabbed him with it.
and sliced his throat. And then
Called Eve and told her what had happened.
called Eve, all upset. Eve came over.
They hid the body
Between them, they devised the plan to hide the body,
and set up
and
an alibi.
set up an alibi using the watch.
And one of them drives to
also
Glasgow.
setting up an alibi, with one of them driving to Glasgow, while the other one was still about and doing whatever, setting up like their alibi or whatnot,
Yeah.
so that they could then absolve themselves of guilt later down the line, because they'd be like, well, I obviously couldn't have been there. Then we're here, I guess.
Yeah.
There's nothing else, right? That's it.
I
So-
assume that's enough. That's it.
I feel like that's pretty solid.
Pretty solid.
I think we're ready to chit chat.
Oh,
This could be it, people. I stopped that fucking ages ago. This is a long episode. How's it going down there? You done? So, this is what I was saying. If you say no to this, it'll go away. If you say yes, it'll like carry on through the rest of the conversation. So you're going to want to write yes.
Can we write anything else as well? Or
I mean, I would just put yes to be safe. Because, if we put like, yeah, you silly wanker, then who knows what happens. Good. So you think... Oh, hello. So you think you understand why your mother did what she did? Oh, shit. Wait, are we a baby? Are we the son? Or are we a girl?
we must be their baby.
We must be the baby, the non-miscarriage baby. This is from 1994 or something. It said this is 2017, the date on the clock.
Oh,
So we're Hannah's or Eve's kid.
we're not detectives or people fixing a hard drive.
SB. Wonder what that means.
Shit, bruh.
Good. So you think you understand why Mother did what she did? Yes. We think so. No, if you type no,
Oh,
it doesn't...
anything other than yes, it won't let you type it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
I wrote, we think so.
That's pretty interesting. I'm glad Sarah was the name, wasn't it? I'll be waiting outside, log off, and we can meet over the road. See what happens if you hit call. Okay. Alright, close that off. Log off. That's what he said to do, right? Say yeah. For now. Just say quit. And if it goes back to the menu, we'll do something else. Okay. Okay. Right, I knew this was going to do this. There's no real, true ending to this thing where it explains everything. That's why a lot of this game is kind of taking away your own,
Oh, okay.
thing from it. This is why I said it's going to be a bit weird, because I didn't know if this game really ends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've come away with our own conclusion. That isn't necessarily 100%
I think we're pretty
the correct
certain.
answer. However, I feel like we looked deep enough into that we got an answer from it.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably a fairly accurate answer. We didn't take 3 pages notes for nothing. Admittedly, a lot of those notes were illegible.
Lots of scribbling, lots of big Y written in.
So, being that this is your first video series, you haven't really done this bit before, but normally at the end of a video like this or at the end of a game, I'll kind of summarize my thoughts about it, and I think you should do the same. I actually quite like this.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's very different from anything I've played before.
It's a
There's-
very narrative-heavy game.
There's no
You have to be into it. For
there's
real.
no ability level to this really, other than a cognitive sort of reasoning.
Yeah, it's, well, seeing as especially the game kind of ends with you not really having a finish state. It's just kind of like you decide you're done. And the suppose the big reveal is that we are Sarah,
Yeah.
who I don't know what the B stands for.
Sergeant.
Oh wait, no, because that's not
Bob
us. That was
Ross.
someone else, wasn't it?
Yeah.
SB was the person contacting us.
Sergeant Bob Ross.
Yeah, Sergeant Bob Ross. Yeah.
Although if we were Sarah, why was there a picture of a man on the screen?
Maybe it was.
Maybe Sarah's the guy's name in
Maybe
this.
it's really difficult to see. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I feel like I say you get a lot out of that. Like you get as much out of that as you want to.
It's like
You could easily complete this game and just be like, well, what the fuck? There's no ending, and be really angry about it. But I don't feel
Yeah.
really angry about that.
you need to be one of these people that loves the good mystery.
Sarah, if you're stuck, you could always try admin random or the unlock command.
What?
Well, seeing as this is a feature length anyway, do you want to see what that does?
Hell yes.
Well, while we see what that does, we'll just continue like talking our thoughts through that. I think that's the sort of thing where obviously there are going to be some people who have watched this, and that's probably spoiled the game for them to some degree. But I definitely think this is better played 2 people. I think if I played this on my own, I wouldn't be as into it.
No, this is be a very interesting thing to see how other people have played this game and their sort of
It's a
thought
pretty
process.
cool thing to be able to bounce this process off each other and like try and figure out.
Yeah, I don't think this will be a very enjoyable single-person game.
Well, it might be. You have to be the right sort of player, I think, who gets like that narrative
Like-
and really enjoys that, like really enjoys digging into this sort
The
of
ups
like
and downs
story.
and the laughs and the realizations of
The moments where things were getting like fucking shit crazy and stuff, and like we were enjoying that. You wouldn't necessarily get that if you weren't in company.
no.
But
It's a very
I
strange
think it
feeling
could be a fun stream game with like somebody in chat or whatever, like people in chat talking to you.
because where you haven't got to
But
have
also
the,
probably easily spoiled because people would just be like, search for biscuits.
yeah. I mean, where you haven't got to have the ability to
Let's
jump
try,
certain platforms or things like that. It's
Before I forget, try admin _ random all caps.
it does make you sort of mentally tired at the end of it.
Especially as we played this in like one sitting, which exacerbates that problem, I guess. Oh, I see. Okay, here's a question. Can you type admin random in again and then copy it? I don't think it's going to come up on there. But I might do, right at the bottom maybe?
That's what I'm thinking. Robbery was the first one we searched.
No.
No. Really wish. I wonder if it up.
Oh wait, wasn't another one unlock?
Yeah.
I don't think that was all caps. I think that was lowercase. Oh, you're in caps again. Might not matter. Try it without caps.
I think there was another command with unlock, but I don't remember what it was.
Well, I thought that was what it told us.
Is it like admin unlock or something? Or
Let's just have
unlock
a quick look, shall we? I'll tell you what this has done, especially for me, like in a way I wasn't really expecting, is it's really made me want to go and play some other like detective-y sort of games.
Yes. I do love a good mystery and a good... To the point, like, I wouldn't have been able to leave this if we'd have
It is admin _ unlock.
split this up into several playthroughs over several days. I would not have slept well for those days, wanting to know
Oh, I've got control of the keyboard, people.
what had happened.
Oh, sweaty.
It has been a
He's got a sweaty keyboard.
roller coaster
Count
ride.
unlocked, query maximum now set to 15.
Oh, that's interesting.
I was wondering if you could just like click and be like, I want that. So I suppose now you could go like murder or not murder. What was one we had a lot of results for? Simon? yeah, you could just go through now and be like, oh right, yeah. So here are some other ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I don't think.
I think we've come to a good enough conclusion.
Leaving it somewhat open for people to come and look through some of the rest of this themselves, and you know, if you want to play the game and like discover,
Be really interesting to hear.
However much percent we're missing here, which is quite a lot of story, and sort of come and make your own conclusions and stuff. Then
Be really interesting to hear other takes on it.
At least when at the time of sort of playing this, at one point I bought it and it was on a sale and it was like £1 or something. It was super fucking cheap for a game that lasts about 3 or 4 hours. Super worth it. So I suggest playing it for yourself if this, you know, hasn't spoiled it completely for you, and just trying to figure out the rest of the story yourself and see if you can get a different result to what we got, because we might not have dug deep enough. We don't know. We think we did, but hey,
And if
you
you've
make of it what you do with this game.
got any more recommendations for similar games that you'd like to see us play through,
I've actually got a recommendation for a game I'd like to see you play through, but we'll talk about that off of here, and we'll see. But there you go. Thanks for joining Detective Martin and Detective Simon, or actually I think I'm like Crime Dog Martin or something. I don't know. He made me into a crime dog. Join us again another time when maybe we'll play something else. I don't know what we'll put in this slot, but you'll obviously see when you see it. So see you later.
bye.